show on the spot. Yesterday, I hosted Zimdanzo Chanda Windsor. You can check out the interview on Star FM and my YouTube channel, as well as Facebook as well. And joining me in studio tonight is a veteran in the music industry who made a name for himself in the year 2001. He has released quite a number of hits with his partner Willem Tide. Hits such as Chirangano Chedu, Makorokoto, Jatrofa, and Chakumirira. You know, I played the Chakumirira just now, just to mention a few. Not only is he a musician, but a farmer and a father too. We shall be catching up with him as he takes us through his journey in music to date. Help me welcome Dino Mudondo, the king of reggae music, Rasta Kwasa family. Welcome to the show, my brother Dino Mudondo. It's been a long time, man.
It's been a very, very long time, and I appreciate this opportunity, and thank you very much for having me here.
Great. Where have you been? Mama Nyara Ramdara.
Shafu, I'm sealing.
we got Grant. My guys got sealing. Yeah. No, good to see you. And
No, it feels good to be back as well.
Great. Just to remind our listeners that we're now live on Star FM Facebook page as well as my page, DJ Ola7 Star FM. Right. First thing first, happy belated birthday, my brother. Your birthday was last month, am I right?
Yes, on the 7th of August.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
So we are both August babies because mine was on the 16th.
Nice. Leo.
Yeah. So let's start off with your upbringing. Where do you come from and what was your childhood like?
Okay, Dino was born on the 7th of August in 1978. That was in Highfield, Kenano. Primary school. Then from there, I think I moved to Tushitungwiza and went for my other part of my primary at Sengeza 4 Primary. Before I enrolled at Ellis Robbins for my secondary. Of which I finished from 6th there. Chief by Paport, what was in my college, my course, and I did marketing at Open Learning Center and at Spaces, and what was Tanga Open Dome Industry Kushanda. I worked for companies like PG, Eshko, Mashko. And I think my life has been basically Yekutengesa. I'm a marketeer by profession.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that you are a marketeer. So it was informed too when you joined the school choir, is that right?
Yes, back at Ellis Robbins, we used to have a choir, in my choir, and that's when I think I started discovering kuti panika voice ke kutombo vanhu vateerera vachitamba.
Yeah. Was
so
it
in the same choir? I think notably munaka angari in the same choir. I think Pananzi Pastor Stanley Gwanzura.
Pastor G.
Yeah, Pastor G was in the same choir.
Oh, really?
Yes.
For Ellis Robbins?
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I hosted him on this show some months back.
Okay.
Yeah, he was here.
It was nice. And also Knox was in the same choir as well.
Which Knox?
Knox Guni.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're in the same school and yeah.
Are you of the same age?
Sulumani, no. Sulu was younger, but Knox I think was a stream behind. Then Pastor G was like maybe upper 6 when I was in Form 2.
Yeah. Nice. So was it that period that you knew you wanted to be, a musician, or you wanted to do music full time?
I think Pampaniga element came scans because you see if you're singing in a senior choir when in Form 2, you could have the privilege to wear maybe a cream blazer, opposed to the blue blazer. So I think I went through that one too.
Back then, Pamela Ningajinzi she is a musician. What picture did you have in mind?
Locally, I would say I was greatly inspired by people like Fortune Mparuta, Tendai Mfuruta. Because when you started doing it, Masala, robot, maybe also inspired Nigga haircut kinds Dino. So people thought maybe in total which funk. So I ended up loving the barbed wire style and I was doing and stuff like that. And I would always look up to them and say maybe for me, I'm not going to be another Bobby Brown or anybody from New Edition or Michael Jackson. So I would rather be like Tendai and Fortune here locally.
Wow. So is Dino your real name, or it came from the cat?
Dino is my real face name. Dino Mudondo, yeah.
Dori Pachituberolo. Because Dino, quite trend, the cat, Dino, like you said. Yeah. So when you got into the showbiz scene, did you meet your expectation? Like, okay, Paul Gupinda easy in industry. Is it that Zoga or it was a whole different story?
I like to think it's still a journey that I'm still traveling on, but my expectations that's why I'm still doing music, and I think I'm still to achieve what I dreamt of back then and what I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
So it's been a hardcore road, but we still journeying.
Yeah, great. Upon completing your studies, you met up with Delani Makalima. That was in 2000, and formed a duo called Second Nature.
Yes.
That was in 2000. How did you meet Delani?
There was out of like we used to go for those my shows, my variety shows. Maybe when I'm come teach, and I'm come Kudzimarudza will come and play at your school. And there was time that I think they were picking up like one of my talents where we could just go and do my dances,
Yes.
And I think we performed at the same variety show with Delani at a school in Mount Pleasant High, because he was basically staying in Mount Pleasant and I was staying in Greencroft. That's where we met, and we were backstage and we were all contesting for the same prize. Then there was also ODS in the same group, and ODS Mtawarira, yes.
Wow.
And another guy called Umana and me and Delani, and I think Frank was also there. Yeah, but then the picture there, we were just trying to do some new edition stuff because the guys were 35 for Tungo Batana Tites, the same stuff.
I see. But I understand, you later went separate ways. That is when you teamed up with William Tide later on, whom I hosted in May this year. What was the reason for your separation with Dylan? Was it a try and error situation which failed and decided to go separate ways, or what?
With Dylan, you see what happened was we were still all at school, and I think time for doing music full time was limited because we could only meet during the holidays.
Yeah.
But then after, I think from when I was doing my upper six, that's when I reached out back to Delani because he had already gotten into the field and doing some production with Gilbert's at Shamiso Studios.
Yeah.
And I went to him with the plea to do a song for my sister who was having a wedding.
Yeah.
And I just I didn't have money or any present for my sister by then.
Yeah.
So I just thought maybe I'd do a song for them. That's when I went and did my very first recorded professional song was Makorokoto.
Makorokoto, yeah.
I went and performed that song at during the wedding, and everybody loved it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
also love the song, by the way. I love it.
Bless us, yeah. I think that gave me a bit of fuel to even the tanga okay, the song went on to the charts and topped my charts agawanda nalianda waita kandiro waita so my wedding charts and stuff like that, and realizing that we did a video and it was one of them TV which
yes.
I thought this is nice. Everybody who didn't like me maybe because of my height.
Oh yeah.
Very short. Dino, big Marina, we live next to Dino is a celeb.
Exactly.
Then I think Tawatango might let me do some more stuff like that.
Awesome. That's great. So last time I had Baba William Tite, he says you approached him and sent him something which resulted in producing Chirangan. Around this time, William Tite was already in this, industry, music.
Yeah.
Was he someone you desperately wanted to work with?
Yeah, like the saying goes, once a brother, always a brother. I looked up to Willem because by then Willem was already on the road in the Tite family, and he had done Nyoka Maruseva and Sisi Maria. And I remember one vivid show that he performed at the Water World when he was opening for Mendoza. And the guy comes in without shoes,
Yeah.
dressed in African attire. And by then, Trimasala do
Exactly. Exactly.
But I thought,
Continue.
club.
Exactly.
No, there's something about this guy.
Yeah.
But then I could, if somebody can come, like, unfortunately, I can't so fambidzana kwenguva yakareba.
Yes.
She's somewhere and I'm somewhere. I even told her kuti one day I'll work with this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I kept on looking at him doing his moves on my stage, and everybody was just like electric, and I think that also gave me that taste and love. Say kuti ndinoda kuzodai also. Then with the guidance Oyamari Pandakatanga, after I did Makorogoto, then Dilani called me back in the studio and said, "Song I got to sing better without my song." But then I had not done any other song. That's when I started penning Chirangano. But I hit a song and Dilano, but my Sparodamano chant. But I'm trying to come up potato, Nana,
Exactly.
but I'm going to forthcoming a minute, I'm going to then of us demise face on the willow mano but I no chant of all numbers
Exactly.
then it was just like a match made in heaven. We met,
Wow.
we clicked,
Yes.
and we nailed it together.
And check out Bobo. Your first song, that was the first song, right? Chiranga
That
with,
was my
Willem.
second song after Makorokoto now. So with Willem, it was my first song.
Your first with Willem. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
For someone you looked up to, when he agreed to work with you, what did that mean for you?
It was classic because up to now we're still like brothers. We
Yeah.
became family, and I look up to Willem like he's my brother and a friend and a mentor at the same time. And it's not difficult to work with somebody that you also look up to,
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to my brother here, Dino Mudondo. So I'm all Owen Madondo, not. Yeah, but we could be relatives. So he's Dino Mudondo, Chirangano hitmaker on the spot tonight. So which song put you on the map? On the map, I mean.
I like to think the Chirangano song really opened up doors for me because by then I was still at college, yeah. The one that Chirangano yeah for my doors. Then that also like I think kuti yakazoti vurira madoors kuti I was now invited to go and work with Willem.
Oh yeah.
And with one song on my plate, I became first like his backing vocalist because he had a set of like two girls.
Yeah.
And I was backing him during his like performances, and then I get my slot to do that song.
Yeah.
And that's how I grew up. And I think Chirangano really opened doors for me. Yeah.
Oh, great. And years went by, and you both focused on your solo careers. Was the decision mutual?
Yes. Like, if I'm not to take you far back, with Willem, it became more than just a partnership or a duo kind of a thing, because I went to him like, my brother, I need some help in doing this. And like when you're a superstar and at the level that he was, you could always meet people who say that and come to him and say, but whatever also that he saw in me, that I saw in him, that made us click. Then I think the very first thing that we could say merged us together was that aspect of like understanding and feeling that respect that I have for him and the love that also he's got for me.
And I see you have been doing music together of late. Songs that were released a few weeks back ago. Love Yangu Newe as well as Zimwengoa. And I must admit, you still have it in you.
Thank you.
Is this some kind of reunion?
Yeah, I think about 7 years ago, I took a break from doing music in the mainstream. That's when I relocated to South Africa, and I was doing something else, school and work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But whilst I was there, I think this started, I think, about 2 years ago, when a brother of mine, who's now our manager, me and Willem, who's Kuno Mawire, I'm glad he's here with me,
great.
reached out to me and say, "No, what are you doing there?" And I explained, "I'm working, I'm doing this." So I still have this feeling that if you guys get back together, you're going to do something great, because I like still meet people who are like, where's those guys and stuff like that. Even to us, there's been always those requests. Kuti kwaunongoenda mumwe munhu anotokuti akakuona kuti handipi Willom Willom Dino
exactly.
ukaona inini ukaona iye ukaona iye ukaona inini. And then this brother man just had an idea what minds she come back together, then let's try to hook up together and form this thing and bring it back to Makadaro. So he's been writing the songs and he's been co-writing the songs together with us, and he's been like mainly mentoring us and putting us together. And these 2 singles that we just dropped is from the upcoming album called we want to call it Back to Front, like we're coming back to go to the front.
Oh yeah.
And we have released two videos as well, but I think the album is now 50% done. And we should be dropping it before Christmas, November thereabout. We should be out here.
Okay, that's great. So it's a confirmation that you are now getting back together, right?
We are definitely together. Shows and stuff like that. We've already started bringing. We put together a band, and this band is backing me and Willom as Dino and Willom, and we're working on this album together, and we've already started doing shows here and there around. Yes,
and we expect nothing but the best. We know you guys can do it.
It should be a blast. Yeah.
So what are some of your unforgettable memories you made back then, be it on stage, tours, etc?
With Willom?
Yeah. Even solo?
Musically, I remember the first time that I went into a plane. It was our trip to Tanzania when we went to play at Zanzibar.
Yeah.
It was my first time also to get a passport. So I went in a passport plane.
Yeah.
So the job came through the National Art Council when... rest in peace to him, like Dr. Oliver Mtukudzi. He was supposed to have gone to represent Zimbabwe at the FESPAM. The festival was called FESPAM. So after he had been booked somewhere else, they chose us to go and represent.
Oh.
And I went there with Willom. Then he helped me get my first passport.
Wow.
We went to the plane. Then So those are some of the memorable times that I spent with him. Then we went to the place. Then we were obviously replacing Oliver, and we had to play at the main stage.
Wow.
And we played next to Brenda Fassi. There was Kerry Price from the States.
That was big.
And there was there's Kofi Olamide. It was the first stage, you know, like and this being my very first time to get in a plane, first time to get a passport, and first time to be on the main stage. Chirangano was out, and it was our song by then.
Yes.
And we really nailed it, and I'll always remember that.
Wow, fantastic. Awesome. So, looking back, is there something you wish you could have done better?
Musically, yes. Growing up, I think messing up, I would say messing up is part of growing up. We messed up a lot, and I think what we didn't see coming forth was this combination was meant to be like a long-term thing. So our splitting and our going separate ways and all this time that we spent separate, I think it has really costed us. I can think of like a plan like if only from then up to now, I think would have conquered even Africa and beyond.
Sure.
But because of that, we regret that time of madness whereby maybe nongo furirika wangonza amayo akapenda
watu boji
wangonza mfano yakura msoro saka I think ipapo ndo paninge pakamboti rasike ifungwa zedu
yeah but now that madzokerana ndaganda tungu expect my fireworks all the way. So with the advent of technology, my brother, a lot has changed. Kwane YouTube, Spotify, you name it. Which musical days do you prefer? Ekuma early 2000s or the recent ones, and why?
Kudara kwangu ino advantages ako nezvinezvi kwane advantages acho. Advantages andotora kudara ndekuti we could go in the studio, and it used to take us maybe very long time to record an album, and when you bring your project up to the people, I think zvanga zvinika mukamutsindo kankaripoti vanhu vangatora time, they invested time, and a lot was done to create, like say, a song.
Yeah.
Because then waitoti uchirekoda you need a full band and munhu wese creativity yemunhu, I think, you know, nzongoda comparison yekuti chinhu chinoproducwa nevanhu kana 7-8.
Yeah.
Nemabassist nemakeyboardist machichi achingazombonyanye kukundwa nemunhu anenge angoti china producer pfe muri 2 mo mangoti dada isoso. So at that time that we took producing the stuff, we really had something that was like strong and depth, and those kind of songs, I think, for example, Yatataura Nashirangano and Namakoiko, that's why I think they stood the test of time, because Chirimira Changai, I know. Then coming to now, panika harid karakungweitwa kekuti munhu seugara kwataitoita so ingada yatopera yatokandwa mumasocial media yakutotendera yakudai and disadvantage iripo ndeyekuti maybe dzakungorira 2 minutes then tomorrow wakutoda kudzokera futi and vanhu vakuramba vachingodzokera vachingoita masongs akawanda. I think those are some of like the advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, I understand. So many artists have come up and are doing well. So tingati mimi muri kuteererani currently?
Inini manje semunhu anga asipo for a very long time, and you get corrupted with the environment yangauri, sora yanga yangozara mapiano. Then coming back home, that's when you, even when I came back home, I thought it was just going to be a walk in the park.
Tongodzokera so
when it was over, wairesa utonzwa yo
kwakatosiyana
bafana vacho vari kutopisa.
Yeah.
Saka pane mafana variko ndinotoonawo futi chiedza chekutoti Zimbabwean music is in safe hands, kuti just like kukura kwatakaita isusu takakura kuina na Simon Chimbetu and Oliver Mtukudzi, Thomas Mafumo and stuff, and when we started we'll go to them for advice and they will be happy kuti no, keep doing what you're doing in the right track, motosumudzirana muchidaro. And the same thing that's happening now. If I listen to a lot of like young guys who are coming up, they have their style and they have their own ways of doing it, and utukateerera untonoti apa pane udzamo apa tinoenda apa, saka flag yedu ichiri yakasumukana nasi.
But still, and some others ndiana munezonza kuti
I've listened to a lot of like I've listened to Holy 10. I can tell you that I've even followed him from the beginning when he was starting. I think anonzimvana noda kutaura kana kutuka pane paimbototuka achitomboti handa kuyazobvisa team iri ndakuda kuzisa team iri. I remember telling even Kuno kuti vanhu yakaipa atori nedirection yakadaisoso, but seeing to what he has managed to put together now and the movement yaatoita, that's what I saw first. My chimovie chinotokwanisa kutodai so chikaenda kugeprawo vakaremuvha rakadai so kana Sandflow na Holy 10 and Volt. Then coming back kune vafanhu vanoitawo zvezviridzwa zvedu. Obviously, I cannot leave out my son, Get It Tight, good. Then we have Anambeu. Then Kumadzimai, I've always listened to. I was shocked to see Felinandi. I knew her from being a backing vocalist to Ambeu before. But
and the future is promising. And it was in 2013, my brother, when you parted ways with the recording company Diamond Studios, whereby you reportedly mentioned that they were sabotaging you by failing to market your album. So first of all, Basare recording company Dere, for the benefits of those who might not know, and things would say.
Yeah, I think that also contributed to my leaving Zimbabwe and going somewhere and say, I'm fed up and see what happened with the Diamond was that I was supposed to be, I think, the third artist. They signed us. It was me, Preza and Sulumani.
Oh, at that time, I remember.
Then they recorded Sulumani. They would take the whole band to record in Botswana. Then I even went with Namkuma Monomkundu and recorded my album. But the plan there was you go and record in Botswana, Botswana album, then you go and launch your albums in UK. So I think pani Shagaramba Kubuda, part 2 my first albums before ndaita ini. izvozvo zvazongoya zvakutsimbirira kuti iwo hauchaenda because they had zvakaramba kubuda zvakadai. Then they will not launch my album, they will not push, and even the monies that had been agreed kuti ibude zvaramba. I tried to sign out, they say we can't sign you out. Then I think yanga itori kuma 5 years contract. Then that meant I could not record with anyone. I could not do any outside performances and stuff like that. That's when I decided maybe I just leave and maybe come back after Kadiri Kadakwa.
So now 5 years zakapera. Now you are now free to do your own thing.
Very much free.
How has that affected your, I mean, your music or your
not to scale it down, not to scale it down, because I think in life there is that time where you have that chichify more creativity level, and if that time is disturbed, kuzodzoka kwacho unodzoka wamboluza too much currency, battery and stuff like that. But I often pray maybe that was done and happened for a reason. Now that I'm back, I can still sing, I can still have my voice, and I think I can just pick it up from there and go forth.
Go forward. Yeah, great. Talking from experience, do you encourage musicians to sign under any recording company?
Chingakurudzirwa nechekuti pasigning paya as an artist, I think pane mabasa atisingakwanisi kunge tichiita isusu. Like I've realized all the time that I was learning. I even went to a college of music in South Africa. I learned kuti pane rights anofanira kunge ari ma-artist. Pane zvakawandisa zvinofanira kunge zvichiitirwa artist, but isusu hatinokwanisa kunge tine knowledge daro. Saka kunoku unoona kuti munhu anoona chipo chemwana kuti maizi munhu akaipa tikwanisa kuita naye mari. Firstly, they just bring that little money for you on the table and say I think I can take you far, takukusaina or this or dora iri. Iwewe se unenge usati waziya wajekisa kuti maizi ramangwana rangu tazitona more than dollar, you quick to sign. And that I think has disturbed a lot of like my movements and talents in not just in Zimbabwe, maybe Kwese past recent. But what I can simply now encourage ndekuti once discovered and once waona munhu anoda kuti tishandidzane tidai, it's always good kuti kana makusainirana, reach out to my lawyers, vanoitawo zveart today, then mokubatsirana muchiona machijekesana kuti this part muchigadzira macontract acho kuti aite rebel to both sides.
So why is it pane kubiridzirwa nekuvharana amongst musicians, managers, promoters and recording companies? Why is it pane kakuvhara element kako? Why?
Akagara karipo manipulate utotaura kuti maizi munhu chipo chiripo, but kuti titomuitisa ndiko titomuitisa tototora mari naye watora mari ozoti hayi tora manager ndiye anenge aine dumbo uyo
iwe hauna chini. Exactly. Mari iri kurohwa fana wakangara ndakambokutengera kajini paya wakadai so exactly. So
it's always good to go through my contracts and to study them out and get help kuti ubatsirikane kuti muzoti zvauri kusaina ndizvo here.
Yeah, so you confirmed that when you went to South Africa it was maybe for looking for greener pastures, which is your music because ongo sign up.
A lot of things contributed to that because that was like the very same year that I lost my father, who was also my business partner, because that chita dzedu dzekutenga chitengesa timber, chitengesa furniture, and he also did like real estate agent. In that time takata invest a lot of money in the stands, and the stands atatatenga acho vatorwa photo vans mice angatengeswa nemumwe munhu kudara saka zvinhu zvese zvakazvangocrash. Then this one I thought like let me just leave this, take a break and go to school and start something else on a new note.
So when you got to South Africa you started mining and did some marketing as well, since the area and as well as learned to play many musical instruments. How was life in South Africa?
That's right. You see now when I went, I basically went in there and enrolled for like upgrade, because here I had just done my LCCI diploma, so I wanted to upgrade that.
Yeah.
So at college, that's where you see the microphone. You keep calling you back to the stuff. Then ndova ndaimbozoenda ndichingonodzidzawo zvekudai ndapedza zvemarketing ndatobva ndazoonawo basa rekumarasha.
Yeah.
And I moved from Cape Town to Mpumalanga, which is Witbank.
Yeah.
Ndikatoshanda mamaino pasi nekutengesa nekudai.
Yes.
But the microphone yaingaramba chingoti ngatitambe. Then I established a band. Dzimwe teams dzirikoko, which they needed a lead vocalist. So I'll do a lot of like touring with them.
Oh yeah.
So after that touring in Witbank is like a small town.
Oh yeah.
Then I moved to Joburg, and I would see like then that also see manje kumarasha
music. Yeah. So music wise, in a different country, uri foreign, how did that work out for you?
Because what I've learned, they would, especially from where I've been, they would vanochengetedza chinhu chavo vanoti ichi ndocho chedu, and if you're an outsider they don't give you space. And how they don't give you space, you can never be played on their radio stations, you can never have my interviews
stations avo
kana paTV chaipo kana
no coverage,
hakuna chakadaro. And kuzoti kumashows kwavo manje zvinge zvakatooma futi kuti upenetrate upindeko, because for example ukanzi uri kuridza naCasper iyoya uchida kuzorova dzedu idzi vanoto mafans acho vanotoresista. That's why you see mainly kuti even the artists that come from Zimbabwe to perform in South Africa, they mainly performing for the Zimbabwe crowd. Hauzowani paipe pekuti kutori neartist anotoya achizadza maSouth Africa.
While you are still there, what's the problem really? Is it because of our type of music? Is it because of our language? What's really the problem? Because if South Africans are coming here, they are not performing for South Africans. We go there in our numbers, and dance kushuka kwaedza. Then when a Zimbabwean artist, I end up South Africa to perform, it's only the Zimbabwean crowd. Why is that so?
I think it all starts with, maybe like I've tried to mention, kuti mastation edo acho iwayo ndekuti kunoku unotonzwa kuchiridzwa, maybe it's okay if I can put names, Makadzi better more than Felinandi. Kuno kwacho. So when Felinandi, who's not being played in South Africa on the same level that vis-a-vis the other artists, nobody will know her then, and nobody will want bother to go to a show. But when this one is getting more airplay against this one comes here, obviously one or two in the kudaro chichi. We even try to team up with people like I myself, like after Knox did his single My Melody with
Tira.
Not with Tira, KG Master.
Master KG, that one.
Pindo, that's also ukataura naye anoti amaya boy atite madhira that's. Then you can see with madhira chanenge achinzi unondipa mari, kana wampa mari, I'll put you on the platform. So when that happens, when you record, when you stuff like that, when they're doing their get-togethers and stuff, and they're bringing in 10, 20 artists, like in my case, he told me point blank, like it would be difficult for me to put an outsider movement redo, because vamwe vanozoti kune vafana vakawandisa kumageto, kune vana vari kuita mapiano, vari kuita zvese zvatinoita kuno. Why are you taking this from foreigner and putting? So as not to konzeresa industry yacho. That's why you see kuti vanozotongoti chinhu chavo vanongoita zvavo.
But how did Knox manage to penetrate that space?
I would think kuti not taking anything away from Knox, because he's a very hard-working, talented brother, and like I said, we went to same school together, and Ellis Robbins and stuff like that, and we could always interact and talk, But we would say that he has managed, but I don't think he has managed well enough to penetrate into the market. All that's happening now is collaborations and being viewed kuma TV, my channel unobhadharawo dai so. But kutori neshow yekuti fill up the don't make us, but then you see him performing manotom sideline, and that's the truth. You never get into that bracket. And whenever I've done like the whole of South Africa, East London, Mpumalanga, I've done like Limpopo, I've done Durban with Knox.
Yeah.
Titori tu tizoba yatese,
Yeah.
even Nimvano Akitifa Guni, but all we play for are Zimbabwean crowd. Yeah. We've never even been promoted. Ne South African promoter say could come and perform for the South African crowds.
Yeah, we still have a long way to go there. And what influenced your decision of returning home?
Yeah, like I said, after Andoni story Takubasa and stuff like that, then I think it's calling church and feel as church, and I think to God this time is the best time. That's when we linked up with Kuno Mawere and we started talking with Willem, and we saw it fit kuti okay titange futi movement chato chidaro.
Oh yeah.
Saka that could have inspired kuti ndijoke, but then titange futi
muche zvinhu and ndakutasenda kudzosera kumashure, my brother. Mirira and Chirangano, those two songs are songs which were rumored that they were, a dedication to your ex-wife. How far true is that?
Yeah, there are two different people in those two different songs.
Okay. So they were okay.
Yeah, then Chirangano was my first song. I had childhood sweetheart, and then I think when Dylan called me to do a second song, he asked me to name a song.
Exactly.
And I think you are good at expressing yourself with the thing that's happening within you, like this wedding thing you wrote about your sister doing this. Then what's going on in your life? Baby, all level, but Shawenda Australia.
Oh yes.
Write a song about that. That's how I paint that song. I haven't put a name in that song.
I want Chirangano. Oh yes, Oh yes.
Then that's how it all came to be. Then after that, she went and Chirangano Chacha, I think I'm not and the next one. And the next one was done in 2004 out of the album called Makoi Koi album, and that's the song Dichakumirira. And this one I was talking to my then wife and ex-wife now, who's the mother of my children, and as we speak she's still in UK, and and I was thinking maybe she's going to school and she'll come back, and I'll be waiting, and I was just made to Mirira Sekonzo.
So is that how you guys divorced? Oh, is it a divorce?
That's how we separated up until we saw Kuti and Ongwatwita move on. But yes.
So she moved on without telling you?
Distance. I think distance played a pivotal role there by her just deciding to go it.
Exactly.
And I just also did.
Wana ukanda siwo yese iri mudara mupinde makatero. So ndipikira musponsorship makatera mudara kuti kakumirira kakuzadzise. So is it safe to conclude that Zvamunoimba is based on your personal experience and maybe surroundings?
Maybe a certain percentage goes that way, because I've realized that most of the songs that I've done and they become hits are mainly my songs are not on the affect or not bata or anything, and I need to quit an experience young in life, and then mango of course not on its own environment so then yes.
Unfortunately, you mentioned about the separate ways you went with your ex-wife, and then again the relationship with Cecilia, who became your manager then. From what I've gathered, it looks like that relationship, almost destroyed you, and apparently your family and friends were not in support of what you had, to the extent of having a secret spiritual wedding conducted by a certain Madzimai. So I get Dino. Tell us the truth, just give us the .coms. I love Nyaya,
Man, all I can say that is now, as you can see now, to my gray head.
Exactly.
It's a sign of growing up.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to go much into that one, because Muna told on their life, wherever they are, they're doing whatever they're doing. But yes, we after my separation and munhu wemurume also gare wega saka takambozamawo zvikazobonderawo zvikaramba.
Yes.
And I think panorambana vanhu pane zvikonzero zvinotonzera.
Yeah, sure.
Saka zvakangorambawo tikatangosiyana nazvo.
So how far true is that this lady made you some bizarre rituals, that made you accumulate wealth, and at one point was forced to eat raw meat? Let's get into it. You're on the spot.
Ndoyandotaura yekuti panopesana vanhu kana panorambana vanhu hapashaya zvipomerwa, hapashaya kuti nyaya zviri zvemarituals nezvimwe zvaizvi I think zvinenge zvakutotsanangurwawo nemunhu anenge aona zvichiita zvakadaro. But as far as I'm concerned, mukaitawo mabiko enyu can be described chinzi izvi zvazonzwa.
Exactly.
Dai maita ichipostori chaivo mukanzi kandai matombo kumabvazuva.
Exactly.
Rozongonzi takawana vachikanda matombo kanzi sungai kana machira aya kunganga munhu ane matsananguriro aanoita.
Exactly.
But not to go anywhere around this case, I think we did what we did.
Exactly.
Then we had our good memories together and we shared our happy times and it's so sad.
And from all of this, my brother, yes. From all of this, what did you learn?
A lot can be learned. Nekufamba kunoita vanhu munzira unogumburwa unosvika zvakanaka unototadza kusvika.
Yeah.
But all I can take from that is like to maybe pleasure should not be mixed with business, because there she came in to be to play a role as a manager, and watazongonakirwa nemuntu akangoti
wandifungisa Windsor. I heard Windsor yesterday with this show. It said chimoko vakasangana nebaby apa riri fani ka but ndikazosiya baby richendereka apa ifani nyama ka then ndore baby now the baby chimoko suddenly become the manager. Manager. So okay, Dino, from the experience, would you encourage fellow artists to be managed by someone they are romantically involved with?
Zvinoitika muupenyu, and I think love is get no like boundaries where you say kuti handizodana nene munhu because ari kundimanage kana kuti handidana nene fun because you can relate. I have a recent one here, Mbeo, and talk to them and I can do my Poppy Brown, with you stone. Bana boy, out of manage one of my you see, my only rewan and Angosiana, Pachi industry, Pacho, life, Pacho. I think whatever that makes the thing go, the area, I think it's single shoot out.
Yes. And what's your relationship like with my brother Peter Moyo? I remember in 2013, you and him were not in talking terms because you allegedly snatched his then girlfriend Ruth. Do you confirm this?
Kura kwemagitare ninda nditori mfano wa mkoma
Dewa.
Then saka mukufamba meme unenge uchisangana nezvakawanda semunhu angasina kana mudzimai kana munhu angainaenda ndakaonawo munhu ndatotowo munhu munobva angoto abo sina kuziva kuti kwandira mwana because baba anga ari mukoma.
Exactly.
Ondodza chizo vazazongotanga wangudzima nditorera munhu ati munhu ndiye anofanira kutaura kuti usanditore but with Peter I think we're in good books for now because I remember he even came to Boxback once. I was there and we performed together.
Yes.
And he had Snotombosangana on Antotim Daram Report.
Exactly. So, baby, Mesa Magazorisia Mesa. Saka, your relationship should be good now because Mesa is not baby. So, I know you'll be performing at this year's Jacaranda Music Festival. What should your fans expect from you?
Tine ukasha baba and zvanzi nawelo mwana mukoma wadzoka. We've been putting together a very tight group and group iri rakatosimba zvekuti tinoda kutorakidzawo kuti hatina kupera, because a lot of people might think that because we're quiet saka makapera.
Yeah.
So at this festival, I think it's a good platform for us to showcase our act and what we've been doing of late, which has been rehearsing and putting together a new album. And I think it's being proved by the songs that we just released. They're topping and they're in some local charts. Even here at Hit List, it's there.
Hit List, yeah.
Yes, and in some other sister broadcasters, they're playing it, and it's the both songs they're getting favorable airplay. So with that framework in mind, we think so we're going to combine mainly the song Maise Edu.
That's very powerful, my brother Dino Mudondo. Dara Rasta Kwasa. Managa. My hits so sometimes when I play your music here, by the way, I still have all your albums.
Nice.
I still have all your CDs. Yes, some of them you gave me some years back.
Right.
I still have those albums. So before you go, maybe I would want for you ka freestyle Bijana, maybe in 30 seconds.
Mix up the two of us together. We can climb any mountain, no matter how high it can go. Mix up the two of us together. We can swim in any ocean, no matter how deep it can go. Love yangu newe. Yangu newe, love yangu newe. Mawana kapenga. Bless us.
Thank you so much, my brother Dino Mudondo, for coming through, to On The Spot, this segment where we host all celebrities, and it was long overdue.
Very sure.
It was
thank you
long,
very
long
much
overdue.
for having me.
So how can people get in touch with you, my brother?
I'm on 0775 43 1142, and that's also our booking number there. I'll repeat the number 0775 43 1142, and on the social media handles Dino Mudondo, Twitter and Dino Mudondo official, Facebook and Instagram Dino Mudondo, but we're also using Dino Mudondo and Willem Tite, Instagram and Twitter and Facebook as well.
Great, thank you so much. That was Dino Mudondo. On The Spot. So I'm back again on radio next week, Monday. My name is DJ Ola 7 Owen, we Kwamadonda, the Chief Air Marshal, the Baba Occasion Master. So many thanks to the crew behind the scenes, Loud 5 Mushunje, the guy behind the cameras, and of course the producer, Madam Producer. You can follow her on social media handles at Nyenge the Dimbo Lady. Of course, you can follow me on Instagram at DJ Ola 7, Facebook page DJ Ola 7 Star FM, and my YouTube channel at DJ Ola 7. Don't forget to follow us on the big one at Star FM Zimbabwe. It's 8. It's time for the news.